lie in bed exhausted, but your mind is replaying that awkward conversation from 3 days ago, or spiraling about what could go wrong next week. Hours pass. You know you should sleep, but the thoughts won't stop. This isn't just overthinking. It's a brain process called rumination and worry, repetitive negative thinking, RNT, that millions experience daily, SHU. It's linked to anxiety, depression, and even physical health problems. But there is a scientific explanation. In the next 35 minutes, we'll dive into the neuroscience, why your default mode network hijacks your attention, and what happens in the prefrontal cortex and insula, BEU. And, most importantly, evidence-based strategies that actually work to quiet your mind. By the end, you'll understand your brain better and have practical tools you can use tonight. If you're tired of your mind running on autopilot, stay with me. To fix the problem, we first have to define it. In psychology, overthinking is categorized as perseverative cognition, or more simply, repetitive negative thinking, or RNT. It usually takes two forms. Rumination is past-focused. Why did I say that? Or, why did this happen to me? Worry is future-focused. What if I fail? Or, what if everything goes wrong? This is extremely common and is what clinicians call transdiagnostic. It's a core feature in everything from anxiety to depression. And the costs are steep. Constant overthinking spikes stress hormones, disrupts your sleep, and actually impairs your brain's ability to solve the very problems you're dwelling on. Now, not all thinking is bad. Reflective pondering, where you explore solutions, is actually helpful. But brooding, that repetitive mental loop, that's where the harm lies. But here's the most important thing to remember. This isn't a character flaw. It's actually your brain's evolved but overactive protection system. Let's look at why. To understand the why, we have to look at the default mode network, or DMN. This is the part of your brain that activates when you're not focused on the outside world. It's the seat of self-referential thinking and mind wandering. In overthinkers, the DMN stays on too much. Studies show significant overactivity in the core and dorsomedial prefrontal subsystems, essentially trapping the brain in a loop of self-criticism. The dorsomedial prefrontal cortex acts as a hub. Its dynamic functional connectivity predicts rumination, variable connections with your attention and memory centers. Keep those negative thoughts looping. There's also an imbalance. A weak connection between the DMN and the frontoparietal network means your brain loses its brakes. It struggles to inhibit those unwanted thoughts. The anterior cingulate and insula then dial up the emotional arousal. Interestingly, fMRI shows that worry and rumination look almost identical in the brain. Whether you're dwelling on the proche or fearing the bouduché, your body reacts the same way, with increased heart rate and stress, as if the threat is happening right now. Now that we know why it happens, let's talk about how to change it. Because while your brain is wired this way, it isn't stuck this way. Understanding the neuroscience is only the first step. Now, let's talk about how to actually quiet your mind using evidence-based strategies. These aren't just tips, they are tools to rewire your neural pathways. First, mindfulness. Try the 5-4-3-2-1 grounding technique. Acknowledge 5 things you see, 4 you can touch, 3 you can hear, 2 you can smell, and 1 you can taste. This anchors your attention in the present, pulling energy away from the overactive default mode network, E. Next, cognitive behavioral techniques. Use a thought record to challenge distortions like catastrophizing. Ask yourself, what evidence actually supports this thought? What would I tell a friend? This shifts your brain from emotional rumination to logical problem solving. Strategy 3. Scheduled worry time. Contain your rumination to a specific 15-minute slot each day. If a worry pops up outside that window, tell yourself, I'll think about this at 7 p.m. and close the mental notebook. It sounds simple, but research shows it significantly reduces overall anxiety. Finally, choose action over analysis. Break paralysis by taking a tiny, values-based step. Instead of ruminating on a difficult email, just write the first sentence. Use implementation intentions. If I start ruminating, then I'll stand up and walk for 2 minutes. Start small, be consistent, and practice self-compassion. If overthinking is persistently interfering with your life, don't hesitate to seek professional support through CBT or mindfulness-based therapy. You have the power to quiet the noise. We've covered the science and the tools, but there are some common pitfalls that can trip you up. Understanding these mistakes is the key to long-term mastery over your mind. The first mistake is trying to suppress your thoughts. This is the white bear effect. The more you fight a thought, the stronger it becomes. Instead, observe the thought like a passing cloud and let it go. Next, watch out for the why trap. Asking, "Why did this happen?" leads back to rumination. Shift your focus to, "What can I do now?" This simple change turns a mental loop into a productive action. And avoid all or nothing thinking. Progress isn't perfect, it's cumulative. Don't wait for a perfect day, track your small wins. Consistency is what actually rewires your brain, not perfection. It's also important to recognize that overthinking can be linked to conditions like ADHD or anxiety disorders. If it feels severe and persistent, a professional assessment is your best next step to get tailored support. To get you started, I'm proposing a 30-day challenge. Combine daily mindfulness with one CBT tool. You have the science, you have the tools, and now you have the plan. Start your reset today. Your brain's overthinking is an ancient survival mechanism gone overboard in modern life. By understanding the DMN and control networks, you can gently retrain it toward presence and action. Small, consistent practices create real neuroplastic change. Try one technique today. Comment below which one you'll start with. Like and subscribe for more science-based mental health tools. Download the free Overthinking Toolkit in the description. You've got this, one present moment at a time.